used to always say that flower arranging prepares you for life. And it does, because you never know how many flowers are in a bunch, how many flowers the vendor's going to charge you for, and how many you get, and all of that kind of stuff. So like I say, the hard part's over, and I have 2 rules when I do a workshop. One is relax, and the second one is have fun. All right? Okay. So I'm going to, you asked me to come and talk about creative arrangements, and I'm just going to say a few words about that, because, you know, every arrangement's creative, right? That's what I thought. But when you start reading the handbook for flower shows from the Federation, creative has a little bit of a different meaning. It's compared to traditional arrangements. So if you think of a traditional arrangement where you have all the different flowers all in a certain spot, creative is totally different from that. You only use a few flowers. We're going to use a little bit more than a few today, but I knew you wanted spring as much as I did. And you can have 2 points of emergence. You know those weird containers that have holes up here and holes down here? So those are for creative designs. But you still have to follow the principles of design. So they still have to be balanced. They still have to have rhythm. They still have contrast, you know, the smooth and the rough, or the contrasting colors. They still have to have something that's dominant. And today we're going to do a multi-rhythmic design, is what this one's called in the handbook. And one of the lines, one of the rhythms has to be dominant. So I think you'll agree with me that the dominant one is the line that goes this way, right? The other rhythm is going this way, but it's not as dominant as the line going this way. If they're both the same, then you don't know which one to dance to. So you need to have one that's more dominant, and you always have that in flower arranging. Something that sort of takes over, but not too much. And then you have scale and proportion. I have 3 words that I like to think of when I do creative designs. One is imaginative, something that's kind of different and fun. Something that's bold compared to something that's tiny and delicate and, you know, very pale. And something that is geometric. So I have a circle here, I have a line here. You could do triangles, you could do other geometric shapes. And important parts of the creative design is this part, the open part here that you see. So it's not all jammed in, except for a couple. There are always exceptions. But the popular design now is the group mass, where you have 1 million flowers grouped in different colors. You've seen those at the flower show, or it's very European. You know, you have 25 roses here and 20 tulips here, and you know, they're all grouped in a mass. So, but mostly you have open spaces in the creative designs, which is great, because then you don't have to buy as many flowers. But when you're buying the flowers, you kind of want to think of a flower that has some kind of geometric shape, as opposed to something that doesn't have anything that's bold and says something to you. So tonight, I love multi-rhythmic designs, and I like leaf manipulation. If you've ever seen me do designs before, you know I'm always doing something to the foliages, because if it doesn't fit where I want it, I make it fit. So this is lily grass. You can pretty much buy it anywhere now. And what I like to do with it is tie it in knots. So you have 6 pieces, and I want you to take 3 of them right now and tie it in a knot. So you have something like that. And I do a program, and I use it because I like it to hang over. So this gives it weight on the end. And people think it's so cool. And I'm like, oh, I just tied a knot in lily grass. So now you know how to do it. So now you're going to take your other 3 and you're going to tie another knot. And you have nice long lily grass. I had some that I brought that isn't very long, but I'm going to use it anyway.
Tie the knot at the same place on it?
Anywhere, doesn't matter. And then we're going to make our circle. So you see your container. I will warn you, it has a liner. If you miss the liner, it's going to leak out the box. So you want to make sure you water it from the center. You see that I slice the edges so that it kind of goes down. So hopefully that directs the water into the container, but I can't guarantee it. So set it on a saucer or in your sink or something when you're watering it to make sure that it doesn't leak on your table. And you should have some oasis that's a little bit above the edge, but duh, it took me like 6 cuts to realize that that line in the oasis was not in the center. So some of them are a little bit lower than the other. I'm like, why is this not working? One's higher than the other. So there, if you look at a bar of oasis, you'll see that on the oasis side, there's a line that looks like it should be in the middle, but it's not. Okay, so I'm going to tuck, and I did mine on the diagonal. You can decide whether you like the diagonal or whether you like the flat side. I often use the diagonal because it gives me, I don't know, just feels better. So I'm going to tuck one of the tough ends, and yours might be a little long. Well, actually, you can go down too far, but I'm seeing hers looks long. I'd cut it where that light colored, see where it stops being light colored? Right about there. And tuck it in. And take your other one. Yeah, see, this one's really long because I used to, and put it opposite. Whichever you decide you're going to do, diagonal or side.
Okay, we're putting it in the side or on the corner?
In the, if you're putting it on the diagonal, you're putting it in the corner. If you're putting it on the side, you're putting it in the middle. And then on your bundle of sticks, you have a tie, a green tie. You can use that to secure it. And the sticks, believe it or not, are going to be part of your mechanics because I like to make sure that it stays where you like it. So take a little branchy piece and put it underneath your circle so that it holds it up. And then you have more than one, so you can put one in front, one behind it, and you have double stability.
So all the sticks go in the
can put them in, but I wouldn't put them in yet. I'd wait. Yes?
I only see one knot.
My other knot's pretty small, and it's up here.
Okay.
But if you look at this one, I have one here and one here, which I really like. I want you to listen to me if you've never used a U-glue. You see that there's an edge, and right by the edge is about 1/8 of an inch that doesn't have any sticky on it. So when you take your U-glue off, you're going to take it off right where the sticky isn't, right at the edge. Then the other trick of it is remember where that is. And I want these ends to come down here and stay. So I'm going to stick my U-glue right here. I'm going to pull off where it isn't sticky. And I'm going to stick these ends down. Okay? So right along the edge, can you feel where it isn't sticky? So pull it off there and stick it wherever you want something to stick. Like we're going to be, whoops, and it shouldn't be wet. This leaf is wet. So I want this to stick here. So I'm going to put my U-glue on, press it down. Remember where that non-sticky part is? Pull the paper off. And then this leaf will stick to the U-glue.
Is that product much different than two-sided tape?
Yes. I mean, there are different kinds of two-sided tape. This is very strong adhesive. But it comes in a tape-looking form. You can buy it in a tape dispenser, actually. Joann Fabrics has a whole lot of different styles of U-glue. All right, so now we had fun with our lily grass. The other fun we're going to have with leaf manipulation is using your Aspidistra. And I'm going to show you on a bigger one. It's easy to tear Aspidistra. You just take your a fingernail or a thumbnail and you slit it. And then what I really like to do is to take the end and put it through and turn it inside out all the way through, so you have something that looks like that. So this is the fun part. You relax now, now you have the fun part, okay? So slit it. Yep. Slit it. Okay? Take the stem and put it through. Pull the end all the way around. All right. Now, this is, you don't see that here. If you wanted to do something that stuck out, you could, use it this way. So now if you want to make it tight, you just pull it down, turn it around, and put the U-glue there and make a flower. So isn't this fun?
Yes.
All right, so you take your U-glue and put it wherever you think you want it to stick. This is like that stuff, that sticks the perfume in the magazines. Okay, so.
Do that
So you can make all kinds of things. Yeah. Now, I left one of them plain, so you can decide. Maybe you don't want to decide right now. You could do something like that, which is just a roll and with the U-glue and keep it, or make fun little flowers like this. So try another one, and then we'll start with our flowers. And once I show you sort of what to do, then I'm just going to come around and help you because I don't want to tell you where to put everything. So I love it when I give everybody all the same flowers and they all look different in the end. So that's what we want to do today. So we're going to start creating our line. But this is something that's fun to do in creative arrangement. I don't know what your flower show schedule looks like, but if it says a creative design, creative designs also have a little bit of abstraction, and you could say this is abstraction because the Aspidistra leaves don't really grow like that. The lily grass isn't tied in knots, so that's something different. All right, so we're going to pick one of your nice tall larkspur and start our line in the back. And I don't have any mums extra because in the box it said there were 18 bunches, and obviously there weren't 18 bunches. So. But I need my mums to create my strong line because the larkspur is pretty strong, but we need to have some larger forms to kind of really ensure that I have a strong line. So I'm going to start You should take the leaves off. Oh, and I meant to tell you too, when you take the little net off the top, be careful, okay? Don't go because you'll get the head with it. And then all of you knitters, I guess you use those little nets to put your... But you know what else you can use them for is to put around your bulbs so that maybe something won't eat them. Maybe. So now you have a line going down with your chrysanthemums. And I also like, well, I'm missing one for the back, but I also like to put your fifth one in the back somewhere so that you're looking through and see a little bit of green. Always finish your back. I don't care what kind of design you're doing, the back should be finished. It doesn't have to be perfect like the front, but it needs to be finished. And then you're going to take your larkspur and follow those flowers. And then I thought it would be fun for you to have a little bit of something else, a little bit of texture. So I chose Veronica to follow the line as well. And yes, take those leaves off as well. And Gail said something about talking about conditioning your flowers. Today is what not to do. Because I bought them this morning and they've only been in water since like noontime. So it's best if you can put them in water overnight. That way they really get a really good drink, and then you keep them watered. So so follow the line of the flowers, and then the rest of then you're going to fill in with your aspidistras. Just to make sure that it's pretty strong. And then you have Gaelic leaves. I keep these in my refrigerator. So when you're finished with these designs, take these Gaelics out, wash them off, put them in a plastic bag, and put them in your refrigerator, and then you'll have them for next time. They last forever. But I like putting them around the bottom. And it's best if you put maybe two of them together, one on top of each other, so they're not so flat. And if you still have some U-glues and you want to play, roll them up and make a little flower. Okay? All right. I'm coming around and I'll help you all individually.